Okay, welcome to Redtackle TV. Today we're gonna talk about the lineup of Metanium. Okay, so why do I like Metanium so much is that in this video I'm gonna share with you because I have been using Metanium for close to, I think, from the day it launched. I'm not too sure the current Metanium, is it 2023 or 2021 or 2022, but the Metanium that I'm using is the Metanium 100 size. Okay, then later on I remember that I think last year it came out with Metanium shallow spool. Then later on I think it came out with a Metanium DC. I'm not too sure if the Metanium 70 DC and the Metanium shallow spool is it together or is it the same year. Okay, you can go and check it out. But what happened is I have a few of these reels and I want to share a little bit about it because I've been using it for pickup bass fishing in Singapore. I've been using it for Suzuki Japanese sea bass casting. I've been using it for ponds. I've been using it for many things, and so far it has been a very reliable reel, and I haven't have any problems with it. And the amazing thing about this reel is it's not the top of the line, it's the lowest of the line that is actually made in Japan. So far I have been having very good performance with it. So the first reel that I want to show you is the Metanium. Just Metanium. I'm not too sure if they call it a Metanium 100 or just Metanium. But there's a Metanium shallow spool that came out I think 1 or 2 years after that. I wouldn't talk about the shallow spool because for pickup bass fishing and for big baits, which I do, right, I prefer to use deeper spools because I go out for expedition, I go for Australia casting, I go for Suzuki casting, I go for big baits. I use PE3, PE4 lines for my main line, you know, when I use big baits and all these things. Now I'm using like a fluorocarbon 25 TRT nylon. So I need spools that are a little bit um, deeper so that I can get more line cap. So this is the Metanium. I have modified the handles, so ignore the handles, but this is the Metanium. Okay, I'm going to put a B-roll of it and a close-up video on it. So far, I haven't have too many scratches on it. If you realize, I feel that the paintwork for this Metanium is pretty hardy. This is like a smooth surfacing, but it's very hardy and the color doesn't really shows you too much of the scratches. You can't really see too much of the scratches around. Basically, this reel is not expensive. I think now on Amazon you should be able to get it for like Singapore dollars less than 400. Should be floating about 400, 380. So I think it's really worth it. Will they come out with a new model next year? I'm not too sure. Why I say I'm not too sure? Because the exact same body, right, is being used on the Metanium DC. So I'm going to talk about this reel also, the Metanium DC, which I got it I think just last year. This is a newly released Metanium DC. I have the first Metanium DC, the one that is previous from this. I will say that in the whole digital control series, right, the only digital control that I've been using and I like is actually the Metanium. Why do I say so? First of all, the Metanium, they are not the most expensive DC. They are also not the cheapest DC because now you have the Corrado DC, the SLX DC. All these are cheaper than the Metanium DC. But the Metanium DC is about 500 over dollars Sing plus minus. I think a little bit lower than 500, maybe 4 plus Singapore dollars. They are the lightest DC that cuts the best that I ever had. The Metanium DC, people's impression of DC is always very heavy, but this DC is very light. So again, ignore the handles because I have modified the handles. Why do I say that I'm not too sure if they will come out with the new Metanium? Is because even the Metanium 70 DC, you can see that the body is the same as the old DC reel. So the body is the same for this both DC reel, just that the color is different. If I put them side by side and look at it, their size and shape is all the same. The only difference is maybe the side plate over here and the side plate is different color contrast. There's this chrome finishing, pop-up finishing on this side plate. I think this is because they need to or maybe have the DC here or something, so that this place over here is bigger. Over here you don't have that pop-up so much. But besides that, I would say that the Metanium DC and the Metanium is fantastic reel. I've been using this for really long, you know, since launch until today. The only thing that I feel that for the Metanium is that they doesn't have like clicker drag. So they don't have drag clicker. So when the drag is out, you won't hear any clicker alarm or all these things. Besides that, I would say that these reels, they are both made in Japan. Prices are cheaper than your top range like Antares and all these things. They are one of the best baitcaster, low profile baitcaster that I have and I have used. So far, comparing Bantam and Conquest and all these things, I would say that Conquest is a little bit heavy, a little bit fat and big. These guys are just nice, very comfortable in casting the smaller lures like the 7 gram, 8 gram, 10 gram. When you use it for big baits, it's even more amazing. The Metanium DC comes in size 70. The normal Metanium is size 100. So the spool is actually narrower compared to the original Metanium. Okay, you can see that the spool here, there's a difference. But besides that, I don't see a big difference in it, and I feel that the DC is fantastic. Even at size 70, I don't feel that it's too small. The spool is also enough to take in a lot of lines that I wanted. So that's it for my review. I just want to share a little bit about these reels because I've been using them for close to 2 to 3 years. For DC, it's about 1 year. I bought them all at the day of launch. So the day they launch, I already gotten them. The next reel that is coming to me is the new Antares 2025. I'm going to do a review video on it, so please remember to hit the like button, subscribe button. I touch and feel the Antares 2025 in Japan. I would say that is amazing. Why do I say it's amazing? First of all, I think all Antares are fat, but this Antares is a little bit smaller and the smoothness is exceptional. I don't know how to describe it, but when you touch it, you know that the smoothness is exceptional. Okay, so I won't talk about the Antares 2025 here. You can wait for my next video, but here I want to show you that the Metanium is actually a very good reel. Go and try the Metanium. The normal Metanium as well as the Metanium DC. If you can't cast well, then the Metanium DC is fantastic. If not, just get the Metanium. They are pretty cheap with the current exchange rate going on with the Japanese yen. So to me, this is one of the top reels that I have. After so many trips in saltwater, freshwater, the only thing I did was change the bearing once. The rest I just service. I changed the bearing on the cast control and the 2 bearings on the spool, and fantastic, it's new again. So that's it. Hit the like button, subscribe button. I see you in the next episode, and we will talk about the Antares 2025. I'm gonna get it by tomorrow.